By the age of 10, my greatest accomplishment was being the undisputed champion of noisemaking. In school, my name was consistently on the noisemakers list. In fact, my name resided on the list of noisemakers. My teachers tried all they could to help my situation. In class, my seat was moved around so often, it became a solo game of musical chairs. They even nominated me to take down the names of noisemakers, hoping that this responsibility would curb my chatter, and would be surprised to find my own name on the list. At least I was an honest noisemaker. When all else failed, they called in my mother. Now, no matter how often my seat was moved around the classroom or how many interventions my mother attended, I just could not stop talking. But there was one occasion when I was unusually quiet. You see, I was to enroll in a new school, and after passing all the academic tests, the final stage was an interview with the principal. Now, I had the social skills, as my mother knew. So to her, based on all her, several mediation sessions, so to her, this interview would be a breeze. That morning, we woke up early and got to the office ahead of time. I remember walking into the principal's office, and the walls were lined with plaques and trophies and pictures of star students, a testament as to why this was the right school for anyone walking through those doors. I greeted the principal, sat down next to my mother, and the interview began. Good morning. What's your name? Silence. How are you doing today? Silence. Do you know why you're here? Silence. Confused, my mother interjected, Funke, can you respond? Silence. Now, this question and no answer session ended after several efforts on my mother's part to get me to respond. And in spite of all her efforts, I had not said a word beyond my initial greeting. On a day that mattered the most, the champion noisemaker lost her voice. Now, years later, I look back on this day and I've come to understand the profound impact of voice and the importance of wielding it responsibly. You see, throughout my career, I've had the privilege of amplifying stories from various vantage points on behalf of organizations showcasing the impact of development programs across the continent, on behalf of executives elevating the stories of others, or sharing encounters on my own platforms. I have witnessed the transformative power of storytelling. Imagine a world where every individual story, no matter how humble, has the power to ignite change. This is the essence of citizen narratives, the authentic and compelling tales of everyday people driving profound impact. Embracing and amplifying these narratives are crucial in shaping the future we aspire to build. But citizen narratives are more than just stories. They are catalysts for change. And in our world inundated with noise, it is the authentic voices of ordinary people that have the extraordinary ability to inspire, to unite, and to effect change. It is the voices of ordinary citizens that reflect the pulse of our society, our hopes, our fears, our aspirations. These voices hold a mirror up to our collective conscience, reminding us of our shared humanity and the urgency of addressing systemic injustices and development challenges. But let's be real. Citizen narratives don't just automatically bubble up to the surface. The voice of the ordinary often requires an intermediary, a middleman who gives space for these voices to be heard. Intermediaries or middlemen are journalists, community organizers, social media influencers, me, you. We play a crucial role in this process. Think of the intermediary as a catalyst. When the reaction begins, their job is to facilitate and not dominate. The intermediary should remain a catalyst and not become the star of the show. That day at the principal's office was my earliest recollection of the role of an intermediary. You see, my mother's role in that instant her whole purpose was for me to speak up. I mean, she knew my capabilities, and she could have stepped in at any time, but my voice needed to be heard. So being an intermediary is providing opportunities where ordinary citizens can speak directly to people in power, providing them with the tools and platforms to do so without overshadowing them. But with great power also comes great responsibility. So when ordinary citizens use their voice and when they share their stories, they must do so with honesty and respect. The authenticity of their narratives drives impact, yes, but it is crucial that it isn't used to mislead or manipulate. Above all, they must protect the integrity of giving voice to ordinary citizens, preserving the opportunity for others who follow. Now, imagine a world where every community, no matter how remote, has a network of empowered storytellers. This isn't a dream. It's not a distant dream. It's a feasible reality. You see, the beauty of harnessing citizen narratives lies in its scalability. In our digital age, a single story can go viral, crossing cultures and borders, inspiring people all over the world. Platforms like social media, community forums, citizen journalism are democratizing storytelling, making it accessible for anyone with a voice. So by investing in digital literacy, storytelling workshops, supportive networks, by governments institutionalizing platforms where ordinary voices can be heard, we can scale up this premise, creating a network of empowered voices. Now, I urge you to think about the stories within your own communities. The story of the woman in the marketplace trying despite all odds to provide for her family. The story of communities building roads and bridges when none exist. The story of communities building schools, shacks, just so their children can get an education, or teachers going unpaid in service of investing in our future. The untold narratives that, if heard, can drive extraordinary change. Now, remember the champion noisemaker that went mute in the principal's office the other day? Well, she found her voice, and her greatest accomplishment is to be the greatest middleman that gives space for ordinary voices to be seen and heard, not as noise, but as a useful tool in building the future we desire to see. Thank you.